Welcome to the Live Long Naturally show, where we explore the secrets to living your healthiest, longest life. From nutrition and fitness to supplements and mindset, we'll help you thrive naturally. Let's get started.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Live Long Naturally show. I'm your host, Pavel Rain, here to help you navigate the path to living your healthiest and longest life naturally. Today, I'm joined by Eric Suzuki, an expert in the health space. Eric, thanks for being here.
Hey Pavel, it's great to be back on the show. Sugar and health is such a pertinent topic, especially now when everyone's trying to be health conscious but often get misled by marketing that sugar is only the enemy if you have a sweet tooth.
Absolutely, and it fits snugly with our theme. Eric, most people have a general idea that too much sugar isn't good for us, but not everyone realizes just how pervasive it is in our diets or the real science behind the damage it can do over time. What's your take on this?
Pavel, it's really alarming. Sugar is marketed with this benign front, often hiding under pseudonyms and ingredient lists. When we think of sugar, it's easy to picture candy or sodas, but it's also lurking in places you wouldn't think. Ketchup, bread, salad dressings, even foods marketed as healthy can be sugar-laden.
Exactly. And it's these hidden sugars that are often the most harmful. They sneak up on us in our daily consumption habits. Let's break this down for our listeners. How does sugar technically impact our bodies, Eric?
Well, on a basic level, when we consume sugar, our bodies will break it down into glucose and fructose. Glucose is the type of sugar our bodies can use for energy, but too much fructose can cause issues. Your liver is the only organ that can process fructose in significant amounts, and when it's overloaded, it starts turning that fructose into fat.
And that's just the start, right? This accumulation of fructose and subsequent conversion into fat can lead to fatty liver disease and contribute significantly to insulin resistance and metabolic issues.
Yes, and this is where it starts impacting long-term health significantly. The insulin resistance can eventually lead to type 2 diabetes, increased inflammation in the body, which then causes a host of chronic conditions. Another critical aspect is how sugar affects mental health. High sugar diets have been linked to depression and cognitive decline.
There's an extensive link there. And when you look at countries with increasing sugar consumption, you simultaneously witness rising rates of obesity, depression, heart issues, and other health concerns. It's a significant public health issue.
For sure, Pavel. This makes it all the more important for our listeners to understand how they can manage their sugar intake effectively. It's not about completely eliminating sugar, because that would be almost impossible, and frankly unnecessary for most people. It's about making more conscious choices.
Definitely, making informed decisions is key. When talking about choices, Eric, there's always this talk about natural sugars versus added sugars. How should our listeners navigate this?
That's a great topic. Natural sugars are found in whole foods like fruit and dairy. They're consumed along with fiber, water, vitamins, and minerals, which slow absorption and the body's response to sugar spikes. Added sugars, on the other hand, are those incorporated during preparation or processing of foods and drinks. They're what you find in cookies, cakes, sodas. These don't come with those protective benefits and can contribute a lot more to caloric intake without the necessary nutrients.
So, the goal should not necessarily be to eliminate natural sugars found in whole foods, but rather to cut back on added sugars.
Precisely. Studies show that the sugars present in natural forms are usually not associated with adverse health effects to the same extent as added sugars. So, reducing those added sugars can significantly improve overall health outcomes.
Eric, can you share some practical strategies and tips you use to help manage sugar intake? Not only for you, but what you recommend to other people, especially considering how significant sugar is in processed and convenience foods.
Sure thing. First, I always suggest reading nutrition labels. Companies use many different names for sugar, so being informed helps. Look for words ending in "hose" like glucose, dextrose, and high fructose corn syrup. Replacing sodas and other sugary drinks with water, herbal teas, or unsweetened beverages is a good start.
Replacing drinks is a big one, a total game changer for people who consume a lot of sugary beverages.
Absolutely, Pavel. Another practical strategy is adding more whole foods to your diet. If your diet is rich in whole, unprocessed foods, there's naturally less room for the sugary stuff. Plus, whole foods tend to fill you up longer, reducing those sugar cravings.
Great point. It sort of ties into the overall philosophy of a balanced diet. Is there a particular method or trick you swear by to manage sugar without feeling deprived?
I suggest gradually reducing sugar instead of cutting it out abruptly. Also, don't equate sugar with morale. Many times, sweets are tied to comfort or rewards from childhood. I focus on finding other ways to treat myself. For example, going for a walk, calling a friend, or preparing a nice meal that feels indulgent but is actually good for me.
That's a holistic approach. People often forget the psychological side of eating. It's not just physical hunger we're usually trying to address. Before we wrap up, Eric, do you have a final message for our listeners who are trying to live long naturally but feel overwhelmed by the changes they need to make?
My advice is to start small. Take one habit a week to improve, and focus on that. Don't be hard on yourself for small slip-ups, and remember that progress is better than perfection. Real, sustainable change comes from small, consistent actions over time. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
That's great advice, Eric. Thank you so much for being here today and sharing your insights on sugar and health. There's so much for our listeners to ponder and put into practice. I hope everyone found this conversation as enlightening as I did. Remember to subscribe for more episodes filled with natural health tips and strategies to help you live long naturally. Until next time.
Thanks for tuning in to the Live Long Naturally show. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who wants to live a healthier, longer life. Until next time, stay well and live long naturally.